And now, it's the 2K Online Franchise Sports Report with your host Marcus Reed and Ava Turner.
Welcome back to the 2K Online Franchise Radio Network, everybody. It's Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, and things are really starting to heat up as teams prepare for Season 31.
Definitely.
I'm Marcus Reed, and today we're going to be diving deep into the first wave of free agency moves.
Lots of action.
Yeah, tons of action.
Crazy.
Some really big splashes happening already, especially after that wild ride that was Season 30.
That's right, Marcus. We saw some surprises, some disappointments, and a Super Bowl that I don't think anyone saw coming.
Nobody.
And now it's like musical chairs. Everyone's
yeah.
trying to scramble and make adjustments and find the missing pieces.
We got to build those rosters.
Exactly.
Get ready to compete.
Yep.
It's shaping up to be a very interesting season.
Very.
So let's set the stage a little bit. Season 30 had some serious ups and downs.
For sure.
The Texans pulled off a Cinderella story going 15-2 and winning the Super Bowl. We saw the Lions roar back to life, making the playoffs after years of struggling. But then there were teams like the Broncos, Bears, and Commanders who really underperformed, ending with some pretty rough records.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head, and it's fascinating to see how those different fortunes are shaping this free agency period.
Right.
I mean, the Texans, even as champions, they're making moves to reload.
Right.
But these teams that struggled, they're clearly in rebuild mode.
Yes.
Just trying to find the pieces that'll get them back on track.
Yeah, they're looking for that spark.
Exactly.
So let's start with the champs. The Houston Texans. They made headlines by signing Khalil Mack from the Chargers. This guy is a beast.
Oh, yeah.
He had 12 sacks last season at 33 years old.
That's insane.
What do you think Coach Nguyen is planning bringing in a veteran like Mack?
I think it's a brilliant move. You know, Mack isn't just a sack machine. He's a leader. He can mentor the younger players. He can set the tone on defense, and he brings that championship experience to a team that's trying to build a dynasty.
For sure. And they didn't stop there. They also snagged Pulse Nadebo from the Saints, a young corner with a ton of potential. Oh, yeah. That secondary is looking scary good.
They're loaded. Adebo's got the tools to become a shutdown corner in this league.
He does?
He's got the speed, the instincts, and now he gets to learn from some of the best in Houston.
Yeah, some great mentors down there.
I think the Texans are sending a message. They're not satisfied with just one Super Bowl.
Yes. They want more.
They want more.
Now let's shift gears to a team that's trying to claw their way back to contention. The Denver Broncos.
Okay.
They're coming off a disappointing 5-12 season.
Rough.
And they made a splash by bringing back safety Justin Simmons.
Interesting.
He had a decent season with the Falcons, but he's returning to the place where he had so much success.
Okay.
You know, it's interesting because the Broncos already had the league's best pass defense last season. They were incredibly stingy, only giving up 3,432 passing yards. So why double down on their strength when they have so many other holes to fill?
That's a great point. Maybe they're banking on Simmons' leadership, hoping he can elevate the entire secondary to another level. Or maybe they're just not convinced they can fix their other problems in one off-season.
Right.
Either way, it's a gamble.
It is. And speaking of gambles, let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders.
Let's do it.
They made a major move by signing linebacker Jerome Baker from the Seattle Seahawks. This guy's a tackling machine, coming off a season with 86 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 11 passes defended.
Wow.
He's joining a team that's hungry to get back to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
They just missed out last season, and now they've got Max Farias calling the shots, a coach who knows a thing or two about winning championships.
He does.
Do you think Baker is the missing piece?
He could be. Farias is known for his defensive schemes, and Baker is the kind of player who can thrive in that system. He's got the speed to cover sideline to sideline, the instincts to diagnose plays, and the toughness to make those big hits.
Yeah, he's got that dog in him. The AFC West is already a gauntlet with the Chargers Chiefs. And now potentially the Raiders all vying for the top spot. This division is going to be a bloodbath.
Absolutely.
Speaking of tough divisions, let's move over to the NFC East, where the Washington Commanders are trying to climb out of the basement.
The Commanders, they were a mess last season, giving up a whopping 516 points, the second worst in the NFC.
Woof.
And their big move, signing DeMarcus Lawrence to a one-year deal.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward.
It is. Lawrence is a proven pass rusher, but can he single-handedly turn around a defense that was historically bad?
Right.
I have my doubts.
Me too. He's a phenomenal talent, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But the Commanders need help everywhere. They need to fix their secondary, their linebacker core, their entire defensive scheme. One player, even a player as talented as Lawrence,
Right.
he can't solve all those problems.
Not going to fix it all by himself. It'll be interesting to see how he fits in and if he can make a significant impact. But let's move on to a team that's taking a different approach to rebuilding the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
They went on a signing spree, bringing in 4 new players. Center, Josh Myers, running back, Kenneth Gainwell, defensive end, Samson Ebukam, and wide receiver John Mechie III.
It's a classic quantity over quality approach.
Yeah.
They're throwing a lot of darts at the board, hoping that 1 or 2 of them stick.
They got to do something. They finished last in the NFC North with a dismal 3-14 record.
Rough.
They need an infusion of talent, and they're clearly not afraid to take risks.
It's a risky strategy, but sometimes you got to swing for the fences to make a big change. We'll see if it pays off. But let's not forget about the Detroit Lions.
Right.
They're coming off their first playoff appearance in a while, and they're not resting on their laurels.
Nope.
They added Azeez Ojulari from the Giants and Rasul Douglas from the Bills to bolster their defense.
These are 2 really savvy signings. Ojulari is a young, talented pass rusher who could really blossom in Detroit. And Douglas is a veteran cornerback who brings experience and leadership to the secondary.
Exactly. The Lions are clearly aiming for a deeper playoff run this season. They're addressing their needs, they're building on their strengths, and they've got a young, hungry team.
Yeah, they're hungry.
They could be a real force to be reckoned with in the NFC North.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, but before we move on, I want to get your take on something.
Okay, shoot.
We've seen a lot of big-name players switch teams. But which signing, in your opinion, is going to have the biggest impact on season 31?
That's a tough one, Marcus. There are so many intriguing moves, but if I had to pick one, I'd say keep an eye on Khalil Mack in Houston.
Yeah.
He's a game changer on defense, and he's joining a team that's already loaded with talent. I think he could be the missing piece that helps the Texans repeat as champions.
I like your thinking, but we've also seen some teams make under-the-radar moves that could pay off big time. What about you listeners? Which signing has you the most excited or surprised, and what other moves do you think teams need to make before the season starts? Hit us up on social media and let us know. We want to hear your thoughts.
We want to know.
This is a conversation, not a lecture, so keep it going.
Yeah, keep those comments coming.
And while you're at it, tell us which signing from today's deep dive you think will have the biggest impact in season 31. Will Khalil Mack turn back the clock in Houston? Can DeMarcus Lawrence single-handedly revitalize the Commanders' defense?
So many questions, and that's what makes this offseason so captivating.
Right.
We get to speculate, we get to debate, we get to analyze every move, and then we get to watch it all unfold on the virtual gridiron. That's the beauty of the 2K online franchise.
It's a living, breathing organism.
It is.
Constantly evolving, constantly surprising us.
And to remind everyone, even though the Texans are the reigning champs,
The landscape of the league is constantly shifting. New contenders are emerging. Old powers are fading. And every team has a chance to make their mark.
couldn't have said it better myself.
There you go.
So to all our listeners out there, get ready for an epic season 31 free agency. Is just the beginning. The draft is next, and then it's game on.
We'll be here every step of the way, providing you with the insights, the analysis, and the entertainment you need to stay ahead of the game. Until next time, keep it locked on the 2K Online Franchise Radio Network.
This has been a presentation of the 2K Online Radio Network. For more information, visit our website at 2kolf.com.